Life, and we're getting ready to go start our interview, so wish us luck. Hey guys, it's Faith here,
This is Parker.
and we're with MTV Cribs today, and we're going to be touring iPoor Life. Let's go. Oh, she's right there. Hey, welcome to iPoor Life.
Today we're here with iPoor Life, and we're going to ask you some questions for our project about notable causes in our community. We chose this organization because we thought it looked like a really great cause, and I have a family that's also involved in it. So our first question is for Renee. What do you do here at iPoor Life?
So I am the HR and volunteer coordinator. So I work with what we do locally and also what we do globally. And so I get to interact a lot with our staff and also with our youth that are involved. But primarily I work with our staff, make sure that they are feeling good about what they're doing, that they're not feeling overwhelmed, making sure that we have fun things to do to build our family environment, because we're very family oriented here at iPoor Life. And then I also connect with individuals in the community who want to be part by volunteering their skills or their time, whatever it may be, and that's kind of what I get to do.
Okay, so what's the main scope of everything you do here, as the organization as a whole?
Yeah, so iPoor Life, we are a registered 501c3 nonprofit. And so what that means is locally and globally, we get to work with individuals to really just help them become sustainable. That's our main goal with every project that we do. And so locally, we get to work with youth. And Ashley was one of our very first youth, and her daughter Sophia. And we work with them to build relationships, to help them really write down their goals, help them achieve their goals, and really just step into a life of sustainability that can look different for every single youth. So when youth come to us, they get nominated through different agencies, and our life coaches do one-on-one coaching. And so when they're doing coaching, they have a curriculum that they follow, and with every youth as they are interacting, different things can come up in conversation, and it could be financial literacy classes, getting a savings account, getting a job, keeping a job, but then it can also go into the other spectrum of emotional maturity, help with confidence, building, setting goals, helping with speech, things like that. It can go from a really wide range, but overall, we're really just about promoting sustainability and helping young adults step into a life of sustainability. I already said that.
So feed a man a fish for a day, it'll feed him for a day, but if you teach a man to fish, feed him for his whole life.
Exactly. And so what we believe is we think that there are three ways that you can help someone. There's immediate relief, which a good example of that would be Rare Breed or things like that, where the organizations are helping with clothing, shelter, food, things like that. Very important, but that is one way that you can help someone. The other is rehabilitation, which would be helping them. It would be more of a 6-week program, helping them set goals for themselves to overcome something that they maybe have been trapped in. And so then the third one is development, and that's really where iPoor Life wants to focus their time. We feel that Springfield has done an amazing job helping with immediate relief and rehabilitation, and we just felt that there was a need to really step in where development is needed, and that takes a little bit longer. So our program is 12 months, and then we felt like it takes a lot more of that emotional and that relationship to make sure that they want to step into that life and they know that they can. And so it's more long-term and sustainable. So.
Oh, that's great. So what really got you into, initially got you into iProLife?
So I started volunteering. I am originally from St. Louis, so I moved here for school. I was finishing up at Missouri State, and I had a business. I just graduated with my business degree, but I really wanted to focus in nonprofit. So I was looking at different areas to volunteer and found iProLife. And as I was volunteering, I came in one day and there was an opportunity for me to come on as a part-time employee as Julie Higgins, who is our CEO and founder, and to be her executive assistant. And so at the time I was still in school, I had one semester left, and so I decided to do that. And after one semester, I really had no idea what I was going to do. And as I was working and just learning more about what we do, really believed in that aspect of sustainability, I really felt like I wanted to pursue this for a full-time role. And so when I graduated, I came on as a full-time employee. And then over the past 2.5 years, my role has really changed. So I started as the executive assistant, then I kind of moved into volunteer coordinator, house manager role, and then recently I've started doing more global. I help with global trips, I help with the volunteering that's happening locally, and then I moved into the HR role. So.
What are some of the things you guys do globally, on a global scale?
Yeah, so we work with women and children in Kore, Ethiopia, which is about 30 miles outside of Addis. And really, a lot of what we do locally, we do globally, as far as our end goal is sustainability and just really helping people believe that they can thrive. A lot of the individuals locally and globally have had negative labels put on them. And I think everyone kind of has in a way. And so what we really want to do is help drop those labels and really let them know that they are so strong, that they're so smart, and that really if they have a goal that they want to reach, they can do that.
This is for the documentary. Oh, is it?
So what does iProLife do on a global scale?
So globally we do, the same goal is the same locally and globally, but globally we work in Kore, Ethiopia. It's 30 miles outside of the capital, which is Addis, Ethiopia. And so what we do there is we work with women who have HIV, AIDS, and or leprosy. Recently, we've just started working with single mothers as well. And so we work with them to help figure out things that they're really passionate about, things that would be really good for the community to start their own business. So we teach them business skills, we teach them entrepreneur skills, so that they are able to start their own business and really live that life of sustainability, not just for themselves, but for their children and also for the community. So what the businesses that they make are also benefiting the community. And so recently, in January of 2018, so it's almost a year, we launched our orphan care program, and we work with half-orphan children, which is kind of an uncommon term to us, but what that means, it is a child who has a single mother, and so these women have put their children on a list to go into an orphanage, and right now you cannot adopt in Ethiopia unless you're from Ethiopia, and it's not really a part of their culture to adopt. And so we started this program to work with these kids to help with early childhood development, and then as we're doing that, we're connecting with the single mother, and they're able to start their own business so the child can get out of that list and stay out of an orphanage. And our goal there is just to keep families together. And then we're in the pilot program, the very, very beginning stages of launching our youth development program, which is what we do locally here, our Life Strengths program in Ethiopia, working with youth in the ages of 16 to 24, really just helping them figure out what they want to do as far as a career goes. Do they want to finish school? Are they able to finish school? Things like that. So.
Awesome. Do you have any idea of how many people you help annually?
Yes. So with our youth, right now we have served, I we haven't released our annual report yet, which comes out every year, but we've served around 80 youth this past year. That is an estimate. Our numbers aren't totaled yet, but with our Women in Ethiopia, we've reached almost 180 women, and by the end of the year, 50 children will have stayed out of an orphanage, which is really cool. I got to meet them all in November, and it was so cool. It was the best feeling ever. But yeah, that's our numbers right now, but we will release our totals in January. So.
Awesome. That's really good. Last question I want to ask you is, what is the biggest motivator for you in your work in iProLife?
Well, I think I've always kind of grown up wanting to help people. People would always ask, like, what do you want to do? And I always felt kind of awkward being like, I just want to help people. But really, that was my goal. Like, anyone who needed help in any way, I was happy to step in. But I always wanted to make it last more than just that, like, immediate relief. I wanted not just to give someone food, but I wanted to make that connection, that relationship with someone. And so knowing that I get to do that with these youth and the women and all that in Ethiopia, even though I live 8,000 miles away from Kore, knowing that what I get to do, even if it is very administrative, it's still making an impact. And it's making an impact, like, it's going to last far beyond what even I can see. I may not even get to see it in my lifetime, but I know that the individuals that we work with, they really are going to be, like, the next leaders of this generation, and also, like, the next leaders of Springfield, because they are so smart. They just didn't know that they had the resources or the opportunities to be able to do that because they've had those negative labels on them. And so just being a small part in something so big has been really my main motivator. So.
Yeah, it's really great to know that, like as a person, that you're making a difference in other people's lives and the world as a whole.
Yes, definitely.
So do you want to move on to the question?
Yes. Okay, so I have some questions for you. And if these are any, like, too personal whatsoever, you can completely decline. The first question would be, would you be comfortable with sharing your story with us?
Yeah, I can.
You could just read the back of your card.
Yeah. I don't really know how my story is, honestly.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Tell us about, like, how you became part of the iProLife family.
Yes.
How?
And Sophia, your daughter.
I became part of iProLife through a counselor at school, and so she kind of, like, hooked me up with them, whatever you want to call it. And so, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Can I, like, fill in a little bit?
If you-
Okay. So Ashley has, whenever I started working at iProLife 2.5 years ago, she was one of the first youth that I interacted with. And so, like she said, she got nominated through a counselor, which we have a nomination form online where different agencies can go on there and nominate youth who really are showing that readiness to want to step into a life of sustainability. That's, like, the key thing that we look for. Every youth who goes through our program, they do not have to do it, and they literally can walk out whenever they want. And we've had people walk out because it's not what they want in that season of their life, and we want to respect that. But Ashley, she had a daughter. She was trying to finish high school, and she really, really wanted to step into the life, not just for her, but for her family. And so she came to us, and she started working with our life coach one-on-one and just really knocking out those goals. And so that's really a little bit about what she does. Her mom and her whole family has become part of our family, which has been really cool. They come to all of our family dinners. We have family dinner the second Thursday of every month, which you guys are welcome to come to. And it's really good food all the time. And so her family comes to that. So it's really cool to see the ripple effect with Ashley, because she came as one person wanting to make a difference, wanting to reach her goals, and really she got to reach her daughter, her mom, and all of her brothers. And, like, we've had she's hosted a wedding shower here for her brother. She's hosted her birthday party for her daughter here. So really, this has become this really has become part of her home. So yeah.
That's great. That's great to hear. What impact has I for Life had on you?
How they impacted me? They really like pushed me to reach my goals. They've helped me like set up my own banking account and stuff. Like basically because of them, like they're the reason why I graduated high school and stuff. Because I was about to like drop out and stuff, but they were like the extra push to get me to like go forward in life. And it's like, yeah.
Would you recommend this organization to somebody else?
Yeah, I'd recommend it to anybody.
Sure. It definitely seems like it has helped you a lot.
Yeah.
Kind of like an organization to be there for you.
Yeah, they've helped me learn new things too.
That's awesome. I believe that is all the questions that we have for you guys today.
Awesome.
Thank you for letting us interview you and take up your time
No
for
problem.
the night.
Thank you guys. This has been fun.
Yeah. You should do it again sometime.
Yeah, anytime.
Well, it was nice meeting you.
Yeah, you too.
Nice to meet you
So
guys.
good to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome to the tour. First, I'll show you guys the downstairs, and then we'll show you the upstairs. The upstairs isn't as entertaining, but it's still awesome. So we remodeled this whole house by volunteers and people who have donated the materials to help us. And so this is the original flooring, and the kitchen wasn't even in the house yet, but we'll get to that later. And so this is our round table room. As you can tell, it has a round table. That's why we call it a round table room. And we have meetings in here. Our coaches will do one-on-one coaching with our youth in here. If we have volunteers, they'll work in here. It's really just a collaborative space for everyone to get their work done. And you can close these sliding doors, and it makes it a little bit more closed off if you need to have a one-on-one meeting. And then this is Amsala. She is one of the first women who were part of our program, and she's a rock star. And she kind of keeps all of the other women, like she makes sure that goes around and makes sure everyone is doing good and feels good. And so she's amazing. This is our Life Strengths office. A lot of our coaches, they really don't use these desks that much because if they're sitting at their desk, that means they're not meeting with youth. And so really throughout the day, they're only at their desk to do reporting and like report their expenses and things like that. But really throughout the day, they're meeting with youth. The youth will either come to our office or they'll go and meet them at like a coffee shop or wherever is comfortable for that youth. But really, they're not really here that much, which is a good thing. So then we also, this is kind of still the Life Strengths office, and Jenna, who is our office Life Strengths administrator, she works here. She really has the best pulse of like where all of the life coaches are, who they're meeting with, what youth they're meeting with, different agencies that she needs to be connecting and calling. So she keeps everyone in line, and she is a rock star. She was actually a flight attendant before she started working with us, so that's a fun fact. Then this is personally my favorite part. If you guys want some coffee, here you go. Enjoy. It's from Ethiopia. Thank you. So this is our kitchen. We have a lot of family dinners here. We feel like explaining family means food, duh. So we have family dinner the second Thursday of every month. And we have someone who sponsors that meal from the community, and all of our youth and all of our volunteers come, and they have a really fun time. We also have like staff lunches here. If a youth ever comes to the house and wants a snack, they are more than welcome to. We spend a lot of time in the kitchen, and we love it. We also bake a lot of cookies here, Julie's Chewies, and we drink a lot of coffee. And then we also have our gathering room, which is just a really fancy way of saying that this is our living room. And as you can see, we're decorated for Christmas because we'll have our Christmas party on Thursday where all of you will give all of the youth the presents that Santa brought them. And we just spend a lot of time in here. Our youth spend a lot of time in here really just hanging out. If you know, we've had kids take naps on this couch because they're a little tired. So really, we just want to make this house very homey. And for a lot of our youth, and really for me, it is like a second home. So that is the downstairs. Now we'll move upstairs and we'll show you where all the admin team works. Yeah, we just got that. Merchandise.
Merch.
You got it online. This is our family wall. So a lot of our youth are here. This is Julie Higgins. She's our founder. There's Ashley and Sophia. This is Alexis. This is a bunch of our family at a family dinner. And so we are going to expand this, but that's our family wall. This is our collab room. We do a lot of brainstorming in this room. We have a lot of conversations that maybe need to stay a little bit more private. Those all happen up here. If you need to take a phone call, you can always take it here. This is Alexis, who she was the very first Life Strengths youth, and Julie actually coached her one-on-one for a really long time, and now she has 2 kids. She does a really great job. She is getting married on June 1st, and they're having their rehearsal dinner here actually at House, which is cool. So, and then I'll show you the office space. This is where the admin team, which includes myself, this is where we work. It's not very glamorous. We really just have our noses in our computers a lot of the time. Maureen works here. She is our creative department. She makes us look good, so anything that is printed is made by her. And then Stephanie and I have like a conjoined desk. Stephanie is our global operations director, so she handles everything global. And then, as I stated, I'm the HR volunteer coordinator, so I work here. And then Julie's office is in this secret closet. It really is just a closet. We turned it into an office, so it's not that glamorous.
That is a huge closet, though.
Yeah.
That was a huge
We always
closet.
joke that this is her corner office with a window, but she works in here. The door usually stays open so we can all collaborate. As you can see, our office is very open. We have a very open floor plan so that we can all kind of brainstorm with each other and just bounce ideas off of each other. We definitely are always doing that, and then we also have fun when we need to take a brain break and tell a joke or go on a walk or play basketball outside. We have a really great backyard, so that is the tour.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name is Emma Berry, and I'm going to be asking Christine White some questions today. Okay, so what is your job at iPour Life? Like, what do you do there?
I actually don't have a job there. I served on the board of directors for 4 or 5 years. I don't actually, I've kind of lost track. So the board members, we attend quarterly board meetings and help the leaders of iPour Life make decisions about the direction that they take with all the different programs and their funding and fundraising, and so that's what we do.
All right. How does your job tie into the aim of the organization?
It's about helping the leaders make decisions, so helping the leaders such as Julie Higgins, who's the founder of iPour Life, and all of her staff members when they have something that they'd like to do or a program that they'd like to get involved in or any decision making that they need to make, that the board members will we'll review the proposal of what they're hoping to do, and we might offer some insight and some guidance from our own outside opinion about what direction that they should go in and whether or not we think it's a good idea. And then at the end of the meeting, when we've reviewed everything and had consultations about it, then we'll take a vote, and all of the board members will get to say, you know, yes or no, I agree with this approach that we're going to take. So, for instance, when they launched the orphan care this year, the board members were presented with what the goal and the vision of that orphan care was, and then we had to determine whether or not we felt like it fit into the long-term objective of iPourLife. And then we had discussions around it, and at the end of the meeting, then we voted to go ahead and proceed with that.
All right. What do you enjoy most about your job?
I enjoy seeing reviews, because we see things in periodic reviews, so we see major progress over you know, a 3-month period of time. So it's not like the everyday interaction. Sometimes when you're involved in something every single day, you don't see the progress that it makes, but we get to hear the stories about what's happened in maybe an individual's life over the 3 months, and how they've progressed, and how their life has been changed by iPourLife. So I like to see the big chunks of progress that have been made, whether it's with the local Life Streams program or what's going on over in Ethiopia. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Just kind of getting to watch like how your work is affecting other people. How does helping youth make you feel?
It makes me feel proud of them, and proud of all of the commitment and the work that they have to put into it, because it's not easy going from not understanding all the options that are out there for you to actually stepping into living, really, and being a part of you know, the working world, and getting to see those youth that were homeless and maybe literally living on the streets and not knowing where their next meal is coming from, to being able to see them get jobs and open bank accounts and set budgets and get apartments. I mean, that is amazing. So it makes me feel very proud of them, because it takes a lot of commitment and work to do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so when you go in every day, what is your main motivation? What motivates you most to do the things that you do?
Well, so I'm not involved with iPourLife on an everyday matter, because I'm a board, or I was a board member. We just finished that, and now I'm serving on a committee. So it's not an everyday thing. So, but I'm involved. It's more helping iPourLife stay at the forefront of the minds of people in the community. So even though I'm not in the iPourLife house every day, I am an ambassador for what they do, and I'm able to talk about what they do to people that I encounter that I think might be interested in helping out in some sort of way, or maybe they would have a connection with a student that they feel like would benefit from the program. So staying motivated is that comes from just seeing the lives that are changed every day, and seeing the passion and the commitment that Julie and her entire team, such as Renee and others who are involved in it, and the passion and the commitment that they have for it, and just wanting to support them.
Okay, so I have one more question. If you had the chance to talk to everyone in Springfield or surrounding areas, any place they have an iPour house, what would you say to get them to kind of understand what the whole point of what you do is, and try and get them to, you know, like volunteer or participate or anything like that?
So iPourLife is one of their early mottos that they had was a hand up to end poverty. So instead of giving a hand out, which there are many organizations here in Springfield. Springfield is an extremely generous community, and they provide a lot of the basic needs for a lot of the needy, whether they're homeless or whomever it might be. So there are a lot of resources that people can go to if they need a warm meal, if they need clothes, if they need a place to stay, or if they just need some basic needs met. But what iPour Life does is a little different, because they actually take that person and they teach them how to get to a place where they don't need those services anymore, and they can actually get those people to a place where they're giving back, and so they're helping. So that a hand up to end poverty, that to me was one of my favorite slogans that they have had. And so they literally are giving a hand up to homeless youth and youth who are aging out of the foster system, who have nowhere to go, and teaching them how to have a productive life. So that's what I tell people. It's not just a handout. Here's some food. Good luck tonight. It's, hey, let me teach you how to have your own place to live. Let me teach you how to get a job. How to even, I mean, it's amazing to me that, we take for granted that some of us know how to apply for a job. We know how to interview for a job because we've been taught somewhere along the way, whether it was in school or through parents or whomever, and people don't know that. They don't know how to do things, just things like that. So those life skills, those basic life skills are what iPour Life teaches, not just here in Springfield with the youth, but also over in Ethiopia. That's what they do there with the women, teaching them how to rise up out of poverty and how to, start a business and earn an income for their family. So. Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
That's what I needed.
Okay. You're welcome. My pleasure.
Yeah, I kind of came up with a question last minute.
Is that allowed?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good question.